India is the country that preaches Sanatan Dharma to the world, the birthplace of four major religions with population of around 1.3 billion people living together despite of different faith, culture and religion. So let's have a glance at how India came to be what we see today. It all started when Indian tectonic plate collided with Eurasian plate and formed Himalayas, and that's how Indian subcontinent was formed. Indus Valley Civilization. It began around 3300 BC to 1800 BC. Indus Valley Civilization was one among three oldest civilizations along with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia with the population of about 5 million people living around the area of Indus River who worshipped Pashupati Mahadev. The origin of swastik symbol can be traced back to Indus Valley Civilization. Up next is Vedic period, but before going there, please subscribe our channel. Around 1500 BCE, it is assumed that Aryans migrated from Central Asia into Indian subcontinent and established Vedic era, while some believe that Aryans' theory is false because of lack of enough evidence. Most important Hindu literature like Vedas and Upanishads were also composed in this era. Oldest epic Ramayana in 5th century BC and longest epic Mahabharata in 3rd century BC was also written. Four varnas were introduced. However, these vocations were followed by person according to their ability and occupation and not because of hereditary as it became later on. There is a hymn in Rig Veda which supported by saying, I am a singer, my father is a physician and my mother is a grinder of corn. Late Vedic period. Gautam Buddha around 563 to 583 BC founded Buddhism and Mahavira in 549 to 477 BC founded Jainism with teaching to achieve nirvana to break the cycle of birth and death. Around 600 BC dynasties from Magadha started to flourish and this period was Mahajanapada period which witnessed powerful dynasties like Nanda dynasty and Mauryan dynasty. Various foreign invasions also started in Indian subcontinent like Persian, Iranian and Greek, which led Alexander to India and a massive battle was fought at the bank of Hellespont by Porus, who was ultimately defeated by Alexander. But after this battle, Alexander's army refused to invade further because of Dhanand's enormous army of Nanda dynasty. Maurya period. Chandragupta Maurya dethroned the last Nand ruler Dhanand and occupied Patliputra in 322 BC with the help of Chanakya. In 305 BC, Chandragupta Maurya defeated Seleucus Nicator and became the ultimate king of vast empire. During this time, Chanakya wrote Arthashastra, a manual on art of statecraft, economic policies and military strategies. Chandragupta's son Bindusara inherited Mauryan legacy and ruled as a good king. Ashoka usurped the throne by killing his 99 brothers after death of Bindusara and became the successor of Mauryan throne of Patliputra with the help of Radhagupta. Under his reign, he expanded the Mauryan empire to new length and became Chakravartin Samrat Ashoka. Ashoka fought the Kalinga War in 261 BC. The king was moved by massacre in this war and therefore abandoned the policy of physical conquest in favor of policy of cultural conquest and accepted the faith of Buddhism. Ashoka sent missionaries to the kingdom of South India, Greek, Sri Lanka and Burma to expand Buddhism. Meanwhile, the South Indian kingdom were controlled mainly by Chera dynasty, Chola dynasty and Pandya dynasty. Later, Mauryan dynasty slowly declined due to weak ruler and lasted for around 137 years. After Mauryan Empire, various powerful dynasties rose to power like Satvana dynasty of Pathan, Sung dynasty of Vidisha, Kanva dynasty of Patliputra, Cheti dynasty of Kalinga. Other empires of Indo-Greek, Sakas, Parthians and Kushans also rose to power. Among these, Kushan's ruler Kanishka was entitled as second Ashoka. Then comes the golden age of ancient India, the most prosperous era in Indian history, Gupta period, who ruled for more than 200 years because all successors of Gupta dynasty were powerful rulers like Chandragupta I, titled as Maharaja Dhiraj, Samudragupta, also known as Indian Napoleon, Vikramaditya, whose reign was very prosperous, and famous poet like Kalidas was also in this period. Kumargupta, who founded Nalanda University, Skandgupta, and many more. Among Gupta rulers, I find the life story of Vikramaditya very fascinating. So if you want us to make a video on him, let us know in the comments down below. And for future updates, please subscribe the channel. Gupta Empire declined in 550 AD and other dynasties rose to power including Chalukya dynasty, Vardhan dynasty and Pallava dynasty. In the Gujarat areas, Pratiharas rose to power and expanded the empire, and Palas expanded in the area around Bengal. Rashtrakutas were prominent leader in the area of Karnataka. Meanwhile, in south, Chola dynasty established their reign in Tanjore in 850 AD by defeating Pallavas. The Chola Empire was marked by great rulers like Raja Chola, who built Vidheshwara temple, and his son Rajendra I. In the area of Delhi, Sindh and central part of India, Rajput rulers were very prominent. Rajputs were very fond of architecture and built many famous temples like Khajuraho, Lingaraj, Sun Temple and Jagannath Temple. Muhammad Ghori laid the foundation of Muslim invasion in India, who was first defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan, but Ghori later captured Delhi after defeating Prithviraj Chauhan and established Delhi Sultanate. During this time, Rajput kingdom started declining because of the lack of unity against common enemy and were divided because of continuous feud amongst each other. Jaichand Rathore was the last Rajput king who was also defeated by Muhammad Ghori. This period was marked by five distinct periods: Slave dynasty, Khilji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty and Lodi dynasty. Meanwhile, in 1336 AD, Vijayanagar kingdom was established in South India and Brahmani kingdom in Deccan area. In 1526 AD, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat and founded Mughal dynasty. But later Humayun lost the throne to Sher Shah Suri. Akbar reclaimed the throne after defeating Hemu and established Mughal Empire in India. Akbar's reign was noble as he developed relation between Mughals and Rajput, and many prominent poets and scholars were recognized like Birbal, Tansen, etc. Tulsidas was also from this period. Shah Jahan spent most of the royal purse on monument and architecture. After imbalance in his empire and health, Aurangzeb crowned himself and imprisoned Shah Jahan. Aurangzeb captured Guru Tegh Bahadur, ninth Guru of Sikh, and executed him, after which Sikh ruler continued their fight against Mughal. During this period, the Marathas under Shivaji rose to power and fought Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb once imprisoned Shivaji but he escaped. After the death of Aurangzeb, Mughal Empire started declining. Shivaji's inheritance was continued by his sons who died in the battle against Mughal. Maratha Empire is then continued by strong Peshwa rulers like Baji Rao and his son Nana Sahib, who extended Maratha territories up to Delhi. Maratha Empire started declining after the death of Vishwas Rao and Sadashiv Rao in the third battle of Panipat against Ahmad Shah Abdali. Around this time, East India Company set foot in Bengal, and in 1757 AD, Battle of Plassey was won by English force under Clive against Sirajud-Dowlah, and this set up the foundation of British rule in India. English forces first struggled with Marathas, then Mysore rulers like Tipu Sultan, and also with Sikh forces, but at the end won against all of them, which led to the rule of East India Company in India. First freedom struggle against English started with revolt of 1857, which was led by Bahadur Shah Zafar. It was caused by many factors like heavy taxation, discrimination, introduction of infield rifles whose cartridges were made by beef and pork, which led to sepoy mutiny by soldiers like Mangal Pandey, and also political reason which led leaders like Rani Lakshmi Bai and Peshwa Bajirao II to stand against English rule. After this revolt, Queen Victoria took control from East India Company and established British Raj in India for many upcoming years. After numerous atrocities of Britishers against Indians, a wave of freedom struggle flooded every part of India. Every person, irrespective of their age, gender, caste and religion, joined the movement against Britishers under the leadership and inspiration of freedom fighters like Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Subhash Chandra Bose, Chandrasekhar Azad, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru, and many more who were martyred while fighting against British rule. And on 15th August 1947, India got its freedom and continued its journey as a republic state. If you like this video, please share it and press the like button, and if you want more of this content, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video, you get notified every single time.